In this video, we install back the timing case cover and the oil pan. Before installing back the timing case cover, recommend to replace the front crankshaft seal like now.
Crank seal.
Since we don't have access to a Honda Special Tools, substituting the tool with a socket as big as the crankshaft seal while using a hammer to press out the old crank seal. Now that the crank seal is out, wipe down and clean any corrosion where the crank seal sits. After that's done, using the same socket again, gently tap in the crank seal into the case cover evenly until it matches the original seal seating position. Also, while the cover's still out, don't forget to replace that oval O-ring seal. Next, using Scotch-Brite pads, clean chain case mating surfaces. Before laying down the Honda bond, if you took the case off without removing the oil slump like we did, click on the gray link above the screen to see why that's not going to work well to reseal the case cover. Also, make sure the crank pulse wheel is mounted on, because if the computer doesn't see that pulse signal, your car's not going to run when you start it. Since Honda didn't believe in making gaskets for the timing case cover and oil slump, it's best to use the original Honda Bond silicone RTV. Trust me, you do not want to do this job twice. Also applying Honda Bond to the top of the case cover, since I've seen it between the head gasket and the case cover during the cleanup. If you have a second pair of hands helping out, lay the timing case cover over in mounting position without fully depressing the case to the block. Make sure case is about lined up with the dowel pins. While being limited on silicone work time, start threading in the case bolts till all bolts are threaded in and lined up.
I think this one didn't line up with the dowels. No. There's a dowel here. I think it's holding it. See, it's squeezing out. Alright, so now, throw the other ones.
I say loosen it up.
Leave it loose in the bottom one. Well, I don't think there was a way to get that in without.
Now tighten bolts in a zigzag pattern so case cover mounts sit square with the engine block and head. Now torque down all bolts to spec listed on diagram. At least it's, you know, like the way it left in Japan, you know? What do you want to do? It's like it never happened. Whatever he just did, never happened. Wipe off and clean all excess Honda bond off the timing case cover. Stop doing it. Now install idler pulley base and torque the two different size bolts to spec. 100%. At least that's together. After that's all done, the next thing to do is to prep and clean the oil slump mating surfaces. Next, have all tools, bolts, items ready before applying the Honda bond, because there's only a 4-minute window work time for the Honda bond. Once prepared, apply Honda bond as shown in the shop manual picture. Look at it. Look at it really quick.
So you got your side, I got my side.
Yeah, it's gonna be splendid. Drop the two bolts. Two bolts. Yeah, in this bin here.
Think I can do that?
Yeah, get comfortable.
1, 2 bolts.
Have your ratchet ready. And we're gonna have a hell of a time.
That's not that bad.
Alright, ready? Tell me if you got your side. Get comfortable. As we lift the oil slump into position, we're keeping the oil slump elevated from touching the block till all the slump bolts are lined up. Just go more forward and back.
All pens, right?
Yeah, you want me to... Don't go up yet. Let's see if we can...
How could I get an S2000 like you, man?
I'm not trying to be funny. Alright. Oh, shit. What's up? AC compressor. So. Okay.
Yeah, got something.
I mean, I felt the dowel.
Yeah.
Alright, get your screws and I'll kind of... Yeah.
Got one over here.
Let's try to get one in the back. So,
Gotta get over here, right?
yeah, I got one in the back. Let's get one in the front here.
I feel like I got this one, but it has to go up.
More up.
Yeah, on the back. I got mine tomorrow.
I got this one on. Maybe I didn't get it down on this. Alright, try now. So one more up. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, go there.
Alright, so we got ours in, so we got something in.
Yep.
Alright, just grab some more tens. In that bin by the jet.
Oh shit, man.
Oh yeah.
See, this is the true way of working on cars, you know?
Okay. Yeah. You gotta do teamwork.
You know? None of that ball busting shit.
Well, the guy that invented flat rate, you remember, he's probably burning in hell really bad right now.
I don't mind flat rate.
Next.
Like, I used to be able to make back sometimes, but shit started going down. It's all competition, man. It's all competition, man. We gotta
Competition clutch?
eliminate the competition. That's what we gotta do. Go street racing, cat.
Yeah.
Throw the money on the streets, cat. Can't be afraid.
Alright, so we get 3 bolts back here. Yep.
Starting to go up.
Yeah, don't go too much yet. Let's get them all, yeah, let's get them all settled in. So we gotta go sequence, or not sequence, but go start in the middle even and then cross, you know?
Well, I'm getting mine on, so.
Yeah, let me grab the front ones.
Follow your nose?
It's like sleeping in a friggin' ISS in a space shuttle up there, you know? Okay, those are all good. Alright. Alright, let me grab the 10 here. Light setting. 3, 2, 1,
go.
that Honda bone squeezing. And I go for more torque. Torque in the middle. We're about there. Let's see if I can get the bolts in the back on. Okay, so okay, I think the trans bolts are going in. That's a good sign. I want to work from home. You don't want to go home? Like this? In physical definition? Or like work behind a desk home? Because I got the torque thing on my phone. The magnetic foam absolutely definitely helps. Or the case, whatever you want to call it. Now we're right. Alright, so one is this one. You see what's going on underneath the car now.
Next, in the final step of the oil slump, go into torque bolts to spec by sequence order.
Alright, should be oil torque the... You gotta lubricate the bolt with oil?
That's what it says, lubricate new engine oil. So.
New engine oil? Yeah, remember how bad that stinks before?
Why? But I always smell that for whatever reason. It just smells.
Oh my god!
245 Newton meters.
It's a lot of fucking... I don't know if that's gonna do it with that.
Yeah.
I think you need a 1/2 inch one.
Now we can finally mount on the crank pulley. Next, lubricate new crank bolt with engine oil.
That's probably why it stinks so bad.
Now using the same special tool used in the part 2 video, with the help of a second person, tighten the crank bolt to spec. Yeah. Alright, this is the real one right here. Get ready. Okay. Right? The next thing to do now is to install the crank sensor. Using a right angle pick, remove and replace the O-ring around the crank sensor. Lubricate O-ring around the crank sensor and install onto the timing case cover. Some force is required to seat the crank sensor. After the crank sensor is seated, torque up bolt to spec. Stay tuned to the next video as we put the rest of the parts back together. So if you like what you saw today, please hit like, share, and subscribe. This will help support the channel. Just as you, the viewer, we also have to work to pay our bills, which that takes time away from the video editing. We're not rich, we're not sponsored, and we don't have mommy and daddy funds to support our projects being filmed and the camera equipment to capture those moments. So a moment of your time by hitting like and subscribe can accelerate our challenges and progress for this channel. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.